Publix says a second round of vaccine shipments are coming to Georgia. 139 stores across the state will get more doses of the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine, including locations in several metro Atlanta counties. However, not every Publix pharmacy will get a shipment. Vaccination appointments can be made online, and patients must fall within state criteria to get a shot.
Scientists at the University of Georgia doing what they can to keep COVID-19 out of the classroom, including developing their own test. CBS 46's Tori Cooper went to UGA to see how it works.
Yeah, the test swab lives right here in the center of campus so that students have access to it, and all they have to do is simply pull into the Legion parking lot here. An hour north of Atlanta, where many champions have walked, scientists are taking steps to bring peace of mind closer to home.
There you go.
It's a non-invasive COVID-19 test swab.
It's a very easy process overall in terms of going to get tested and then getting a vial, spinning the vial, and then they do the rest, and then they just email you.
The test is free and only available to students and staff.
That is how far you will want to fill the tube.
Results are usually in hand the same day, and scientists say the test can spot the new UK variant strand.
Well, we have found some suspect cases, and we are currently embarking with other colleagues on campus to do a whole genome sequencing to actually determine if these strains are really variants.
Dr. Susan Sanchez and Dr. Holster, along with their colleagues who pioneered the effort, say the nasal swab was deterring those prone to nosebleeds or who are taking certain medications.
They were recommended that they not use the MP swab test.
But now everyone can stop by. Health officials say so far they have 5 suspected cases of the new COVID-19 UK variant strand on campus that they know about that they will be thoroughly investigating. Now, if those test results turn out to be positive when they come back, they will then report them to state health officials. Reporting in Athens, I'm Tori Cooper for CBS 46 News.
This is CBS 46 News.
Well, our big story at 6, Metro Atlanta dealing with the threat of severe weather.
Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez pinpointing the timeline in Atlanta's most accurate forecast. Jen.
It will be here tonight, late this evening, through the overnight and early tomorrow morning as a cold front approaches. The cold front still well to our west, but as it approaches late this evening, it could bring the possibility of strong damaging winds, even an isolated tornado. For tonight, we will see scattered thunderstorms, especially after 10 p.m. Temperatures only dropping to the low 60s. On top of that, could see some stormy weather through the overnight and tomorrow. Areas in green, that is West Georgia, including most of Metro Atlanta under a level 1 risk of severe weather. That is a marginal risk. We're looking at the possibility of strong damaging winds, heavy downpours, and a brief isolated tornado. And that's just the beginning. We have several days of rain, not only overnight, but also tomorrow morning and Wednesday before we do get a break from the rain. But it will be a stormy night. I'll pinpoint the exact timing and talk about what it means for tomorrow morning's commute coming up.
All right, thank you, Jen. And you can download the free CBS 46 app to get weather alerts sent directly to your smartphone. The app is available for Apple and Android users.
Breaking at 6, we are less than an hour away from the House of Representatives delivering the article of impeachment against former President Trump to the Senate.
CBS 46 will carry it live on air and on our streaming app. The call for impeachment comes after the deadly insurrection on January 6th when Trump supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol. It is a mixed bag for Republicans. Some argue it's unconstitutional to hold a trial for a president who has already left office.
Jurors in the impeachment trial will take the oath tomorrow. That's effectively the 100 senators in the Senate. They are the jury, and the trial will start in 2 weeks on February 9th. Expect full coverage from CBS 46.
Well, amid Hank Aaron's death, there are renewed concerns about COVID-19 vaccines, although the Fulton County Medical Examiner says the baseball legend died because of natural causes. Aaron, you may recall, received a COVID-19 vaccine shot a few weeks ago, and now many are trying to connect the injection with his death. CBS 46's Ashley Thompson live in Atlanta tonight.
And Ashley, there's a lot of chatter online, and experts want to clear up the misinformation, right?
They do, Rick, and because Hank Aaron was such a star, they don't want his death to deter people from getting vaccinated. In just 2 days, Aaron will be memorialized here at Friendship Baptist Church in Atlanta after a long and inspiring career and life. Almost immediately after news broke that Hall of Famer Hank Aaron passed away, people were drawing conclusions. We were there when the baseball icon received a COVID-19 shot, setting an example for others who may be skeptical of the vaccine. Aaron stepped up to the plate, something he spent his life doing.
To date, I am not aware of any that have shown this kind of death a few weeks after vaccination.
The Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office says Aaron died of natural causes, but as anti-vaxxers push a narrative, Dr. Walter Orenstein, Associate Director of the Emory Vaccine Center, wants to ensure confidence in science.
One of the vaccines was 94%, the other was 95% effective.
Common side effects of getting the COVID-19 vaccine include pain or swelling at the injection site, fever, chills, tiredness, and headache. Dr. Orenstein, who was director of the U.S. immunization program for 16 years, says the reward of getting the shot outweighs the risks.
And again, we need to put it in perspective. When we're having 2,000 to 4,000 people dying every day, let alone the hospitalizations and clinical illnesses and what have you, we need to balance that.
Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms responding to a vaccine skeptic online, tweeting in part, quote, "The vaccine won't stop all death, but it will go a long way in preventing deaths from coronavirus, which is disproportionately impacting minority communities. Officials don't want rumors to deter people from getting vaccinated."
That is my concern.
Skepticism, which reads in part, quote, "It's important to remember that many adverse events, including death following immunization, are often coincidental, meaning that while an adverse event may happen after getting vaccinated, the vaccine is not always the cause of it." And we just want to remind our viewers there will also be a memorial tomorrow at Truist Park at 1 o'clock. Then there will be one here at Friendship Baptist Church Wednesday at 1 o'clock. CBS 46 News will stream both. For now, I'm live in Atlanta. Ashley Thompson, CBS 46.
Ashley, thank you. There is actually a petition to change the name of the Atlanta Braves to honor Hank Aaron. About 1,000 people have signed a petition to change the name to the Atlanta Hammers. The change.org petition says the renaming serves two purposes. One, honoring an icon, and two, removing a team name that dishonors Native and Indigenous people.
Another 53 confirmed deaths in Georgia due to COVID tonight. As of 6 o'clock, more than 656,000 vaccines have been administered in Georgia. That's a fraction of the 1 million doses already shipped.
CBS 46 breaks down how Georgia stacks up against the country when it comes to doses. According to Bloomberg, Georgia is just below the national average tonight at roughly 6 people per 100 getting a vaccine dose. The national average is roughly 7. Several metro Atlanta school districts reopened today, and that includes Atlanta Public Schools.
Team coverage tonight, starting with CBS 46's Yasmina Alston live in Atlanta. Yasmina.
Well, Sean, today students in grades pre-K through second grade were able to go back into the classroom if they decided to do that. Today, Atlanta Public Schools also announcing they will start doing COVID surveillance testing every week for everyone working and learning inside of school buildings.
We work every day to protect our people.
Atlanta School Superintendent Dr. Lisa Herring says they're launching the next step for safely reopening schools. The Monday announcement comes as the first wave of students return to the classroom amid concerns from some teachers and parents.
That I do hear them. I'm listening. I know their concerns. Their concerns are our concerns. And we are doing the best we can to work to ensure that we can provide the best we can.
The plan is to have weekly COVID surveillance testing in schools for staff and students. It's optional, with parents deciding for their children. Viral Solutions handles the nasal swab testing at each school, with results provided within 24 hours. If there's a positive, that student or staff member is sent home, and cluster testing follows.
It's literally testing people, whether they have symptoms or not, to make sure that spread is being contained in our schools and in our community.
According to Dr. Herring, this is the next best thing to do outside of the vaccine. Ann Murphy has a kindergartner and third grader in Atlanta Public Schools and says she decided to send her youngest back to school Monday. Murphy tells me she hasn't decided on surveillance testing for her children, but applauds the school system's efforts.
I feel like that's something that has been requested by a lot of the teachers, and I appreciate the fact that APS is listening to that and implementing that.
And the superintendent says they're hoping to start that testing as early as this Friday. Live in Atlanta, Yasmina Alston, CBS 46 News.
Thanks, Yasmina.